Greetings from Florida. Here we're going to add power windows to a car, but first I'm going to show you what not to do. You'll find these aftermarket overlay kits online. They're not what you want to do. You want to take out the entire regulator and put in one designed for the car. These plastic pieces split. They're never that fast because you're putting another regulator over your existing regulator. They don't last long. It's just not the way to go, trust me. So, especially considering the wiring is the same, so you have to wire it anyway. So here's what that kit looks like. It comes with the one that you don't want to use. It comes with all the step-down gears that you would need to get this accomplished. I just can't stress enough that this is not what you want to do. What you want to do is put in the factory or the factory style regulator motor assemblies. Almost all cars are set up the same on the door panels for the factory parts, or for the manual parts and the power parts. They've got the same holes, the same mounting brackets. It's just a matter of whether you put in one or the other. So really, that's the easiest, best way to go because it's going to work just like you got it off the factory floor. It's not going to go bad on you. It should last forever. You'll be much happier. In a couple cases, you'll need to use a couple different holes on the door panel. In some cases they put, where there's two possibilities, they put 4 holes in case one was manual and one was power. That applies mostly just to older cars. Don't worry about it. It's probably not going to be something you're going to see. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Here is an aftermarket part for an F-150. You can do it for almost any truck or car. Here's the manual one. You're going to find that, again, the mounting holes are the same. So you're going to take out your manual regulator. You're going to install either the original factory part if you want to spend some money, or you can get the aftermarket ones that you'll find online. Either way, it'll work fine. The aftermarket ones are fine because you're not pulling up and down an extra regulator. On the overlay kits, you're adding a regulator over an existing regulator, which breaks sometimes. The interior regulator breaks sometimes, and you're never going to be happy with it. It's never going to be that fast. Now, let's talk wiring. You're going to buy switches, which come as a switch kit with all the wires you need. So you're going to have to run, I'm going to show you in a second. You have to run all the wires through the door looms on the sides of your car. By the way, this doesn't work for very old cars. If you have like a 50 or a 60, you'll need to check out New Relics. New Relics has kits designed for your older car. But you're going to push all the wiring through the door loom. Here's what I'm talking about. There's all the wires. You're going to slide them through the door loom where the rubber door is. And to do that, usually what I'll do is get a coat hanger and slide it through the door loom and then pull the wires through. And then you're going to run them under the mats to the other side because you're going to need to do it for both sides. And if you're doing four doors, you're also going to run it under the mats to the back doors too. And you're going to find a power wire that you're going to want to put on a circuit that's on only when the key is on, so you don't run down your battery. That would be the red wire. The black is a ground. You're going to drill a small hole and scratch up the metal and then put a small screw through it. And that'll allow you to go ahead and get power to it. And I don't think there's a test kit. You can go ahead and test your fuses. Again, you want one that's only going to be on when you have the power on. You don't want one that's on all the time. And you want to get what's called a tap a fuse or add a fuse. It's a small fuse-like receptacle that you add on to an existing fuse, and then you can wire it right to that. And that works out great because it gives you space for an extra fuse. Now, you're going to probably want to solder this together. You're going to need a heat gun to heat the heat shrink wrapping. You'll need solder, a soldering gun, and some flux, F-L-U-X, which is the paste you put on the wires before you solder them. It kind of uses to join them together. Let's see what happens here. We pull them all through, and I think I'm going to test it out before I do it, before I actually run them through the door. So I've taken them out that way. All right, next up, we're going to test them out on the power window, on the power circuit. You don't have to, but I like to do that just to make sure everything's correct. Up is down, down is up. If you get that wrong, you can reverse the polarity by switching two of the wires. And here's some of the switches. There's a lot of different styles of switches. There's maybe 4 or 5 that I've seen. They all fit pretty much the same. Some of them mount on the door. Some of them mount on the armrest. I prefer the ones that mount on the door because you can cover where that hand crank was, where that hole is, with this. And I think that looks a lot better. And it's a lot better place to put them. Those are my favorites. You're going to put the template on and then drill the 4 holes in the template, thin, small. And then you can screw right through that into the mounting bracket for the switch. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them right here on YouTube. I'd be glad to answer it for you. Thanks for watching. Good luck.